Police in Hong Kong have fired tear gas and water cannon at demonstrators protesting against China's plans to impose a new security law there. Police say 120 people have been arrested after the first mass protest since the coronavirus pandemic took hold in the territory. Beijing says the legislation will improve people's lives, but campaigners warn that fundamental freedoms are being eroded. Our China correspondent Stephen McDonnell reports.
Activists in their thousands are back on the streets of Hong Kong, ending the quiet of coronavirus. Beijing has introduced new security legislation for the city. They're attempting to resist it. Protesters say it elevates acts of dissent and government opposition to treason and sedition, potentially meaning serious jail time if you, for example, call for Hong Kong independence.
We are worried that the Chinese Communist Party make use of the evil law to further suppress Hong Kong people.
Following last year's summer of rebellion, more than 7,000 protesters have been charged with public assembly and rioting crimes. Before the end of the year, they could be accused of trying to overthrow the Communist Party. But China's leaders say the law will mean a better atmosphere for business and that it should be applauded rather than feared.
This targets a very narrow category of acts that seriously jeopardise national security. It has no impact on Hong Kong's high degree of autonomy or on the rights and freedoms of residents.
Here in Beijing, the National People's Congress is underway. It's the most important annual political gathering for the Chinese Communist Party. And this time round, China's leaders do feel like they've got a pretty good story to tell with the handling of the coronavirus. And perhaps they thought this would give them cover to almost sneak through new security legislation and that it wouldn't attract much attention. Well, it's certainly attracting a lot of attention in Hong Kong. Hong Kong protesters know that in the coming days, the legislation will pass through China's rubber stamp Congress. Then there's little they can do to prevent it becoming law. Stephen McDonnell, BBC News, Beijing.